Then we will move on to the consent calendar. All matters listed on our consent calendar are considered to be routine and can be enacted in one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items prior to the time that council votes on the motion unless members of the city council, staff, or public request specific items to be discussed or removed from the consent calendar for individual action.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would like agenda item number 8 be handled as a separate item tonight.
All right. We can do that. Would anybody from the public care to speak on the consent calendar? All right. So we have, we're going to be voting on the consent calendar, which consists of items 7 and number 9. Anybody want to have any action?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda items 7 and 9.
We have one question.
Sorry, Councilman.
Okay, sorry.
The question's going to be about our ability to approve minutes for meetings that we were not in attendance at.
Abstain.
Through the mayor, if I may.
Yes.
Minutes are rather unusual in as that much as they're more like a ministerial action. The city council has authority, including new city council members, to approve the minutes. When you approve the minutes, you are not stating that you are a personal eyewitness or attesting to the events that occurred at the meeting. What you're stating is you're approving the clerk's certification of the minutes and making sure they're accurate. As a general rule, the league and everyone else typically recommends that you vote on the minutes unless you're aware of a mistake or something else occurring in the minutes, in which case you should inform the rest of the council and hopefully resolve or address the issue so that the record of the city can be clear. So yes, you can vote on it this evening.
Thank you.
Looking for action.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda items 7 and 9.
I'll second.
Motion is second to approve consent calendar items 7 and 9. All those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
And opposed? And abstentions? All right, passed. Thank you very much. Number 8. We have item number 8. Sutter Buttes Energy Watch Partnership. Thank you, George.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, my name is George Barlow. I'm administrative analyst here at the city. Also, in reference to this item, I'm also the administrative coordinator for the Sutter Buttes Energy Watch. We also have with us Sapphire Marketing Group, Dee Dee, and Carrie. So I can answer any administrative history questions that you may have. Also, we have Sapphire Marketing Group that could answer any accountability questions for the last 2 years of the project.
Mr. Mayor, I'll go ahead and take it since I'm the one that pulled it. Love the idea of this program, but it gets to the latter, the accountability. I read through the report, and I just had some general concerns that I didn't feel comfortable in letting it just go through the consent agenda. Number one, you said this has been around 2 years. How much in funding have we received over the prior 2 years?
So the prior 2 years, we've received $240,000
Okay.
from PG&E.
Okay. Going through the materials, it specifies what this is to be used for. And coming from the private sector, this talks about using a lot of contractors and licensed contractors. And Sapphire Group is a marketing firm, and it gets very specific in the allocation to how much can be used for marketing and administration. Do we have an accounting of the last 2 years to know that, first of all, how much has been spent with engineering and contractors, or have we just spent $240,000 in marketing? Where have we come? And is the first question. So I'm looking for an accountability to the 240. And then the second question I have is, can Sapphire truly take the lead on this with the contractor relationship there? Does it take someone with a general contractor to oversee the subcontractors? That was missing from the report.
Very good question. So, give you a little bit of history how PG&E works in regards of this particular contract and other contract. Some of the language in the contract is broad in nature because of how PG&E sets up this contract. So, not only are there marketers involved in this contract, there is also implementers involved. And I can have Carrie speak to her dealings with implementers, but the contract and the way that it's set up is twofold. One for those that are actually implementing, who have engineers, who have implementers that actually install. So that's one aspect of the contract. Our aspect of the contract is actually marketing the program itself. So energy efficiency needs to businesses in regards of lighting retrofits, HVAC, those type of things.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, it's just, what I do for a living. Going through this report, let's talk about the current year. It's got the 60,500. It talks about marketing over in the reports at a figure of around 9,900. It talks about some implementation fees that can be charged as not the entire 60, and this is my exact concern. So, Carrie, would you or Dee Dee be able to answer questions as far as how have you allocated and spent the resources that we've acquired? We've had over 240, and how many people have we actually reached with this, and have we spent 240 strictly on marketing, or that's what's missing?
The 240 is what we were approved for in the grant funding, essentially, from PG&E. We have not spent all of it over the last 2 years. The first year, our focus was on small and medium businesses. And then this year, the 2018 year, PG&E shifted the focus where we're working with local government agencies to really reduce their energy footprint. And so this year, our focus has been on building relationships with local government agencies in Yuba, Sutter, and Colusa counties. And it goes even above and beyond the implementation of the fixtures. But next year, or in 2019, December 31st, 2019, every municipality has to comply with Assembly Bill 32. And we can do work on that and bring all of those municipalities into compliance with Assembly Bill 32 by December 31st. So that's another project we're working on. Does that answer your question? It's not just implementation, but it's also education.
Okay, we're getting closer. So you've got the education component that's part of the 240 plus the 60. We got 300 total, or is it 240 total?
Well, 240 was allocated by PG&E, but not all of those funds were spent.
Okay. Is any of the 240, and I realize that we're just the trustee, the conduit for this, is that being used for the small to medium businesses to actually retrofit and get more energy efficient, for the municipalities to offset their cost, or is it all strictly marketing, education, awareness? That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around, because it seems like this should be to offset some of the hard costs, not just an education and a marketing.
To answer your question, that is for the outreach. And also in the upcoming year, we've broken it down, and I'll tell you what the tasks are. So the first task is really lead generation, and that's developing those contacts. So this year, our focus was on lighting, getting the long halogen tubes upgraded to LED, and really reducing their dependence on traditional energy. But there are other things we can do with municipalities. PG&E offers 0% on-bill financing. For example, I've been working with the city of Marysville, and as we know, they're in a historic building. Their city hall is in a historic building, and they have a lead problem in their building because they have the original window panes. So we can help them get in contact with the right people from PG&E. They can get their windows upgraded. It's an energy efficiency project, and we can finance that on their bill at 0% on-bill financing. So it's not just, it's more than just marketing. It's also being that communications conduit between PG&E and the municipality.
Okay, thank you. That answers most of my questions.
But I can lay out our tasks for the upcoming year for you if you'd like.
For now, I'm good. I would just ask in the future, since this, Mr. Mayor, has been going on for 2 years, could we have a financial accountability in 6 months to 12 months when this comes back before, so we know how the funds that we've been the conduit as the city has been entrusted with has actually been used versus just the proposed stuff that's here? Can we actually get an accountability report?
Not, is that a possibility?
We provide an accountability monthly to the city and to PG&E, so that would not be a problem. I can get that well, George has it, so he can provide it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Looking for action.
Through the mayor, I'll allow our councilman Shaw to motion since you had the conversation on it.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I move that we, see, I got to change my wording now. That we go with staff recommendations on agenda item 8 and authorize the city manager to sign a contract with PG&E to receive funding for the Sutter Buttes Energy Watch program. B, award a professional services agreement to Sapphire Marketing Group not to exceed $60,500. C, authorize the finance director to record a supplemental appropriation in the amount of $66,500 to accounts 212-4720 and 6810-62701, with the finding that is in the best interest of the city. And I'd like to add condition D, that we have a financial report back in 6 months.
All right, do you have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second for ABC with the additional of the D finance report, 6 months, which I'm assuming you do monthly anyway? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.